What's up, guys? Wanted to come and talk to you about why Flash could beat the Justice League. Alright, so I was going to say about Flash versus Superman, but I really think that Flash could beat the entire Justice League. And let me go through the roster of who I'm talking about for the Justice League. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, so we got the Trinity, Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, and then the Flash. So probably going to go with Barry Allen, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, let's go with Wally West, because he's faster than Barry Allen. I think Barry Allen has the same points for him, going for him, but Wally West is a little bit faster, so let's, for the sake of argument, we'll use the best example. So this is Redhead Wally West, not the one from the TV show. That's Wally West 2. If you don't understand that, I'm sorry. That's just the way the comics work. He was the New 52 Wally West. They changed everything about him. So the original Wally West, created back in the old days. I don't know when. Let's see. So Barry Allen is Silver Age. So he would be Silver Age, I think, is when he came about. So we're saying like 50s or 60s is when Wally West was created. And he's a redhead kid who ends up recreating the powers of, recreating the accident of Barry Allen, and thus getting the same powers as Barry Allen. Eventually, Barry Allen sacrifices himself to save the universe, and Wally West takes up the mantle of the Flash in honor of Barry. And eventually he realizes that he set up barriers in himself so that he would never get faster, but once he crosses those barriers, he becomes the fastest man alive, and even faster than his predecessor Barry. So you got Jay Garrick, who's much slower than Barry. Barry becomes much faster. Barry's the creator of the Speed Force, and then you have Wally West. And eventually you have Bart Allen show up from the future, who's the grandson, I think it is, of Barry Allen. He's really fast. I feel like he could be more powerful than Wally West, but they never really get to him being the Flash for long. So that'd be interesting to see, like a story where Bart Allen, build up Bart Allen so we can see what he's like as the Flash. I think that'd be really great. He's been the Flash before, but I don't think he's been long enough for us to really see how powerful he can be. And then the new Wally West has only been around for a few years, so he's not been developed enough to really be faster. The TV show kind of hinted at that, but they were hinting at it because of the old Wally West. Anyways, so there's your introduction. So how the Flash can beat the Justice League. So your first question is, how is he going to be Superman, or Martian Manhunter for that reason? So if you've seen the Justice League cartoon show, that is Wally West. And I've mentioned this in my last video, so if you haven't watched that, check that out. Where I talk about how who's faster, Flash or Superman. So Wally West runs so fast around the Earth that he's able to super punch, Lex Luthor, Brainiac, their combination thing. Lex Luthor is wearing a suit of Brainiac. It's really interesting, but it's so strong that even Superman can't knock it off. So, but Wally West runs so fast around the Earth that he builds up enough speed and kinetic energy that when he super punches it, it just starts flying off in shards, and it's crazy. It's crazy. And he goes so fast that he starts to fade out of existence. So the way that the Flash beats Superman, and I think the Flash is one of, if not, well, he's not as powerful as Superman. Because Superman, if he went and absorbed enough solar energy, could be the most powerful character in the DC universe. But the Flash is not that far behind him. Alright, the Flash, I think, could take out Superman pretty easily. He builds up enough kinetic energy so fast, and then he runs straight for Superman, sneaks up on him, and bam, he's gone. Knocks him out. It's that simple. Superman, it would knock him out. I'm pretty sure it would knock him out very instantly. If he's able to knock off Brainiac from Lex Luthor, he can knock out Superman. It might take everything out of the Flash, but yeah, I don't care how fast Superman is. There's no way he could stop that. He's just too slow compared to the Flash. So that's how he takes out Superman. And you were like, okay, well, the rest of them would probably fall pretty easily. Hal Jordan might be a problem because he's a Green Lantern and he's one of the most powerful people in the universe. But I feel like if you're going to argue about the Justice League, really the man to take out is Superman. If you can take Superman out, you can probably take the rest of them out. Batman, he may be super smart and have plans for everything, but there's only so much he can do when the man that you're fighting against can run so fast that he fades out of existence. So Wally West could take him out before Batman even saw it coming or heard it coming, because he can run fast. Wally can run faster than light. So Wonder Woman would be about as difficult as Superman. So would Aquaman and Martian Manhunter. But if he got the jump on them, they'd be gone. And even if they didn't, he could run so fast that they wouldn't be able to know where he was. In fact, he could run so fast that he creates projections of himself in his trail that attack her, and so she wouldn't know. Well, I'm speaking of Wonder Woman, thinking of Wonder Woman, but all of them, like he could make so many projections of himself that they wouldn't know who was the real Barry Allen because he's running so fast. And or Wally West, getting a little confused there. So the Flash could run so fast, creates projections of himself, all attacking them at once. They wouldn't know what hit them because they wouldn't know which one is the real Flash, because they're all just echoes of himself doing it in time. And so Martian Manhunter might be the most difficult, I think, for the Flash, because Martian Manhunter can go intangible. So it would take some cunning that would be difficult for the Flash to be able to take out Martian Manhunter. But if he's really fighting him, he could use fire, and that would work. Most people are like, oh, well, that's cheating, using their kryptonite. Well, yeah, but he took out Superman with one punch, so you gotta give the man that, at least. But Martian Manhunter, if you could get him where he's not tangible, or not intangible, you can knock him out. As long as he doesn't, trick you and catch you, because he's as smart as Batman, but he's as strong as Superman. He's not as strong or as smart as they are, but he's smart like Batman, and he's very strong like Superman. So, and he's got a bunch of other powers that those two don't have, and so he would be the real foe that you would have to take down. Aquaman, it would be difficult because if he's underwater. But even still, the Flash could probably take the water out of the situation by running around so fast that the water moves out, creates some kind of force that brings the air down to the water, circles him, so he's no longer in the water, and then mega punch to the face or something, knock him out, take his trident, piece of cake. Hal Jordan, he'd be the tricky one as well. He'd have to fight constructs, but Barry Allen can phase through the constructs, so he wouldn't have to worry too much about that. I'm interested, but thinking about him phasing, it's got to be similar to the intangibility of Martian Manhunter. I wonder if they're on the same resonance when they're both intangible. That's really interesting. So if Flash phases himself out, is that the same resonance as Martian Manhunter when he becomes intangible, or is that completely different? I don't know. Something to think about. Because then, he could just punch him there. But I don't know if anybody's ever, really dealt with that. I'm sure maybe somebody's theorized it, but just an interesting thought. So Wonder Woman would be interesting because she has a shield and a sword, and she's really good with the lasso. Um, I mean, he could run around and punch her. She'd be fighting his echoes probably before she really saw him coming. Batman, of course, he would have some contingency plan that Flash would have to outsmart, but if if he was quick about it, he could take him out without too much problem. I mean, I feel like if we had the element of surprise, any of them could really take them out. But let's say like Batman and Flash just happen to meet on the battlefield and they decided to attack each other for X reason. So Batman hasn't really had time to prepare. Piece of cake, Batman or Flash take him out, no problem. The next meetup, Batman would have his own would have a good chance of winning. But even still, Flash is going to win. So an interesting issue, if you want to see how that would look, read Batman and the Button. It's got the Reverse Flash versus Batman. Batman's contingency plan doesn't work, and it's really interesting the way that they deal with that fight. It's really cool. It's really cool. But Batman knows that he's going to lose, and his only hope or his only goal is to outlast the Reverse Flash, and because he knows that soon, Barry Allen's coming to stop him. So it's only a few seconds that he has to stay alive, and it's interesting. Like the whole issue is a countdown from when Reverse Flash shows up and starts beating the mess out of Batman, and when Barry Allen gets there. So you see Barry Allen running to get there, and you see Batman holding his own against the Reverse Flash. It's really cool. It's really cool. So Batman could create like this elaborate trap that would catch the Flash, and it would work because Batman's way smarter in as far as battle skills go than the Flash is, even though they're probably equal on detective and or at least Barry is equal on detective, but intelligence. Wally is not as techie, I should say. Although Wally did learn from the Flash, so he is fairly good at fighting. But anyways, so that would be how he beats Batman. It just depends on the outcome there. And so you're really just left with Hal Jordan. He can run through the constructs and probably beat him up that way. And then if he can phase through the constructs, then there's nothing that Hal Jordan's going to be able to do, because Hal Jordan's not really powerful in and of himself, other than his willpower that he uses to manipulate the power ring. So that's how I think Wally West or Barry Allen would beat the Justice League. Of course, Jay Garrick, like I said, would probably have difficulties. If Bart Allen were an adult, he might be able to do it. If Wally West 2 were an adult, he'd probably be able to do it. So you have those two who, once they reach adulthood, could probably do it. But Wally and Barry definitely could. It'd be easier for Wally because he's faster, but Barry is, I think, a little bit smarter in the detective and technological aspect than Wally is. But anyways, so let me know what you think. And do you think Flash could beat the Justice League? I certainly think he could. In fact, again, I think Superman would probably be the easiest one to take down for him, and Bruce would as well. Diana, he'd probably take the Trinity down really quickly. So the others might be a challenge, like Martian Manhunter, Hal Jordan, if he can phase through the constructs. If not, he can run so fast that he can punch through the constructs. So I don't think Hal Jordan would be able to stand up against the sheer force that the Flash can throw. And then Aquaman, it'd be difficult because you gotta get him out of the water, and then you can hit him. So that's the trick for the Flash to take out Aquaman. And then Martian Manhunter, of course, again, you got to get him tangible somehow. and but you can always use fire if you're gonna try to take out Martian Manhunter. Just use fire, make him scared, and then knock him out. It's pretty simple. So that's my thoughts on that. So let me know what you think. Do you think Flash could take out the Justice League? If not, tell me why. I like to discuss. I love talking about these things. And anyways, catch you next video. Peace out.